This recording has been made with elements for relaxation purposes and should not be used whilst driving, in charge of, or operating any machinery. But for now, allow yourself to get into a relaxing, comfortable position. Whenever you want to, close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Take an extra deep breath in and allow yourself to relax on the out breath. That's good. With every word I say, with every breath you take, you're relaxing deeper and deeper. Just know that should your attention be required for any urgent emergency or other situation, you can easily come back to full conscious awareness, ready, refreshed for whatever eventuality. But for now, take an extra deep breath in and sink down on the out breath, relaxing deeper and deeper. With every word I say, with every breath you take, sinking deeper into relaxation. That's right. Now, as you listen to me, and continue to breathe in that way and notice certain sensations, you can continue to become more fully absorbed with the sound of my voice, with the spaces between my words. You can wonder whether you truly know which hand is the right hand and which hand is left, whether you will still be right about which hand is left. If you had the hand you thought was left put right behind your back and wondered which hand is left in front of you, and the hand that was right becomes the one that's left, while the hand you thought was left is actually right behind you, and the hand that is on the right side for me is on the left side for you, and the hand that is on the left side for me is on the right side for you. And you can remember to forget what isn't important to remember, whilst at the same time you can forget to remember those things that you don't need to remember, being aware of thoughts that are left, knowing that the right thoughts are forgotten. And you can go deeper into the right state of mind as the conscious part of you is left to think about other thoughts and sensations. And you can imagine a familiar, comfortable seat in your mind you've never seen before, and take some time to relax down into that chair. As you relax down into that chair, you get a sense of closing your eyes and going deeper into this trance as you continue to listen to my voice. And should your mind wander, it is perfectly natural. If it doesn't want to wander, that is okay too. With every voice, with every word I say, you're allowing yourself to drift into the deepest, most relaxed and comfortable state you've ever been in. And that's it. Now get a sense of a screen, television screen in your mind. And on that TV in your mind, you can begin to notice a slightly older version of yourself. And you know there's a difference between what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. And a part of you knows that difference. As you watch that you on that TV screen, you can begin to notice as they drift back in their mind to the initial memory that led to that compulsive need. And as you watch that, you recall that experience. You can watch as they receive all the appropriate and necessary therapy to make them better. And you can watch as they really recall that experience. And sometimes compulsive behaviors begin with a single event. Other times they have a number of events, and the experience that leads to the compulsive behavior is an event of thinking in a different way to that final event. Almost like the straw that broke the camel's back. And you can watch that slightly older version of yourself as they explain to the younger version of yourself what the future will hold if they respond in a specific way, and what they need to do to prevent that response unfolding. And you can watch as they help that younger you to keep the problem in the past. And you know sometimes people worry about something happening again and then develop a habit of prevention. This habit of prevention can be set at too sensitive. And while you watch that you being treated, you can begin to unconsciously process what is an appropriate sensitivity that will let you know any risk is reduced to an acceptable level. And some people really get frustrated with their car alarm because it is so sensitive. A leaf landing on the car triggers the alarm, and the owner has to keep going back to the car to reset the alarm, to check on the alarm, and it can be very frustrating and time consuming. And even when they don't hear the alarm going, they're always on edge thinking at any time now the alarm could go again, and they feel so relieved when they have the alarm fixed or set to a lower sensitivity. And some children learn that plants need water and sunlight to live and grow. Because plants often start growing slowly, some children get frustrated and think they must be doing something wrong because their plant isn't yet grown, and they will give the plant more and more water, and the plant can handle all the water and dies. Other children think the plant needs more sunlight. Because the plant hasn't grown enough yet, they will give it more light. And then, in the strong, overwhelming sun, the plant withers and dies. Yet the child that let the plant do what the plant's got to do, and they just relax and have patience, and each day they check the soil is moist and only add some water if it is too dry, and they allow the plant light but not too much. And if they see signs the plant is getting too much sun, they move the plant out of the sun a bit more, and they respond to the plant's needs. these children grow successful plants, and they find it more effortless because they haven't spent all their time worrying. And you can notice how that future you has been able to help that you from the past, and how they now begin to imagine future situations where that old behaviour would have happened, and notice as it doesn't, and notice how calm that future you looks as they watch a future you in those different situations. And at times that future you can watch some of the more challenging situations as they rapidly fast forward and rewind while they watch until they notice all the old emotions drain out of those situations completely, and they can watch the situations through at a normal speed in a new way. And in a minute you can begin to imagine what it would be like to now be in that future you, watching those future situations, and you have all the resources inside yourself, and you can instinctively discover how to respond differently, and what it feels like to know you respond differently. And many people develop a new therapeutic compulsive habit. They find that they feel compelled to carry out this new therapeutic habit, and discover it keeps the old habit away, and they begin to become compelled to enjoy life and help those around you to enjoy life. And they often begin to notice that none of what they were concerned about actually happened. They become comfortable with a low level of risk, and often report that they feel like a normal person again, and that they gain more control in your life by stopping the old behaviour. And often people say they behaved in a compulsive way to achieve control, yet on looking back discovered that the old OCD was controlling them, and they just hadn't stood up against it. And in school there was a child that was being bullied, and he would walk to school late and would take different routes and keep away from people, all just to stop himself getting bullied. And the more he tried to stop it by behaving in this way, the more he stood out as being different. And the more he stood out as being different, the more he got picked on. And it was a downward spiral, and the problem continued to get worse. The more he behaved differently to try to prevent the bullying, the more the bullying occurred, and his life began to revolve around avoiding being bullied. And he would walk many extra miles a week, and he wouldn't socialise, and he wouldn't pursue any of his hobbies and interests, and all of his free time was spent worrying about being bullied and how he could prevent it. And he just couldn't see the wood for the trees. He kept following the same over-the-top solution rather than finding a solution. One day this child spoke to an adult about his situation, because he was now getting a bit older and was realizing that his behaviour was controlling him. And so he now feels like he can't win. If he doesn't behave that way, he gets bullied, and if he does, he's always anxious and frustrated and unable to lead a normal life. The adult gave him some good advice, The next day, the child went to school, much happier, and was no longer a victim. He returned to being himself. He put others first, which led to some people taking advantage, but he learnt from each experience, and he followed his interests, and he responded differently to the old bullies. He didn't become aggressive or appear anxious. He became indifferent to them, and after they stopped getting the response they wanted, they got bored of trying to bully him and left him alone. He found a whole range of new positive changes that stayed with him as he grew up, and you can get a sense of being that future you, feeling different, responding in a new way to situations, and you can take some time now for a part of you to begin to reprogram the changes into the mind and body on an instinctive level. Maintain them with each breath you take. And that's good. And now, as you gradually find you're back at a trance, you can take all the time you need to ensure all the work is completed fully and honestly, and only drift back out of trance at that rate and speed that all of the reprogramming updates. And when you have found your way back fully, all necessary changes will have happened on an instinctive level, allowing you to open your eyes and come back to the room. Well done.